This is Christopher Cermak with Handelsblatt Global. I'm here at the Asia Business Insights Conference with Günther Buczek from Tata Motors. Thank you for joining us.
Nice meeting you.
There's been a lot of talk about the future of free trade these days. Much of that is focused on China's role in terms of opening industries, its business. How do you see India's role in that?
Lots of Indian companies, and we actually are a part and parcel of this industrial landscape in India, have predominantly been focused on the domestic market over the last couple of decades. And there's no doubt any kind of trade-free arrangements are going to support our effort to actually become a more global player, to really become an indigenized multinational company in order to foster our still relatively low volume of export to a larger extent to counterbalance our market potential in the Indian market.
You spoke of ASEAN, you spoke of an African free trade deal. How much does Europe and the United States actually matter anymore, could one say, to a country, to a company like yours?
Due to the fact that our regulatory environment is significantly behind, for example, on the emission side, behind the standards applied in Europe or the standards required in the US, my today's product portfolio is purely not ready for these markets. We are going to get ready as of 2020, because then we will apply the same stringent emission regulations, so that we have for the first time a product portfolio which would be internationally or globally ready. And we have extremely well-established competition in Europe and in the US. Nevertheless, I'm not saying that our further strategic considerations will possibly bring us to a strategic approach towards Europe, at least some European countries, and possibly even to the US. But it's currently not decided.
Does the current political environment play any factor into that? There is talk of the protectionist movement in Europe, in the United States. Does that also factor into your decision about whether to go forward?
Look, wherever there's a change, there's usually an opportunity, and may it be only a shift of focus from something you had in mind, but then all of a sudden the change, the overall geopolitical change, all of a sudden teaches you, let's actually elaborate on opportunities which are possibly much closer to your doorstep. We are certainly not in a position where we can leave any of the opportunities in the change of the environment non-investigated, in order to make sure that we don't miss any important opportunity or development in the near future, because for us it's a very clear command. We need to become global. The question is where, how, by when.